Everything I spit rare, we sound in that great area podcast. They talk about hip hop all the way in the UK, so they gon' get props. Ooh, let me catch it.
There we go. 1 month down already. So as the episode title suggests, we're gonna be talking about what's dropped in January, most notably ASAP Rocky's brand new album, Don't Be Dumb. Just before we get into it, just a little shameless plug to start off the episode. Do check out the playlist. We do them every month. Mostly Sam and Kieran do their dumps on there. But
no, you did a lot this time. You've done a lot this month.
I did to some as well.
Everybody I was looking and seeing a lot of things. Normally it's just SK, and I'm seeing a different coloured S, and I'm seeing Theo's thing. So you guys are active this month.
Yeah, it's been more communal. I'll give you that. But yeah, no, make sure you check that one out so you get a flavour of some of the stuff we're about to be talking about. But yeah, for the most part, this episode we're going to be covering ASAP Rocky's long-awaited album, Don't Be Dumb. Just to start off, that title, what do we get from that? Who do you think he's talking to there?
I think he's talking to everybody. They're like, they counted him out, and he's like, don't be dumb, I'm still here.
Yeah. And it sounds very, very New York to me as well.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean?
Okay.
So it reminded me of like those kind of phrases like talk to me nice, like are you dumb? It reminded me of like a New York kind of vibe. So when I heard it, I just thought of like a New York kind of just
not Americans, feel. Sorry. New York has the best slang out of all Americans. It's like
100%.
Are you jacking that? Like all the things they say are just amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things, maybe we're not up to the slang that they're on, but I think it's just like, oh, you thought ASAP was gone, don't be dumb,
I got from, because he's done quite a lot of press for this as well. I'm noticing now it's becoming more of the in thing to really sort of go on these press runs and shout out loud and proud about the work that people are doing. And I like it. It's like people are caring again. Obviously, we got it with Clips last year.
But is this because they're making a big return, So they need to get back into the, you see what I'm trying to say?
I think for Rocky, it could be that. Yeah, it could be. But I've just noticing it a bit with even like the film world, what we're seeing with Timothée Chalamet as well, just being like unapologetically pushing his film.
Timothée Chalamet is doing too. He was just in Leicester Square yesterday, and people running down the road.
But I think it's there is that with Rocky. It's been a while. It's sort of a reintroduction on whatnot, but also I think it's becoming more of a thing now, which is good. I like seeing these rollouts. But through those interviews, he was touching on how, I guess, sort of reflecting on his life and some recent events, and also just some people around him. It was like, okay, I'm at this point in life now where I'm a bit more settled. Obviously, he's with Rihanna. He's got the kids. It's like, don't fuck this up. We know about the court cases, or the court case, sorry, and there was the Sweden thing years back, and just some other stuff as well. So I think there's that element as well of him sort of getting to this point in life where it's like, I can't be acting the way I was.
That's also the title then as well. I think that's what you're trying to allude to here. Is it's like he's saying it to himself. Don't be dumb.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's what you guys said. I think it's about himself. I think it's maybe people that have been around him as well. It's probably means a few things. So how do we feel about the album then? Just before we like dig a little bit deeper into things, but
it's satisfying. That's the best way I can put it.
Satisfying.
Satisfying
is a good description, to be fair. I think it's solid. I think it's a good album.
Yeah. Satisfying sounds really bad, but like I mean it in a good way.
No, I hear what you're saying. When you say satisfying, but with how long ASAP's been gone, to then drop this album, it was for me, it was satisfying. It wasn't like, oh, we've waited all this time and then it's like, oh, no, that was a satisfying listen. It's been in my rotation. I've gone back to it.
Sort of like back to front, or just like certain tracks?
Can't say back to front. Back to front is a bit. No, I can't say back to front. No. I can't say back to front. There's certain songs on here that I'm like, yeah, I like. There's certain songs that I'm like, nah, I don't know what you're trying to do with this. But yeah, the majority of it I enjoy. There's just certain songs that I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, fair enough. And I don't like the. Well, actually, that's a lie. Helicopter seems like the track that's going everywhere, but the one that he probably wanted to go everywhere was Stole Your Flow. That one.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorites. I'm not feeling that one.
But that's the one people want, I don't want that.
No, I'm not feeling that one. Yeah.
Neil,
How
have
about
you
you,
listened
Neil?
to this album? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Say
Yeah, no,
that.
yeah, sorry, yeah, I listened to the album. Yeah, I'm kind of just echoing what you guys. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I think, yeah, I think it's what I was doing as well helps. Like I was in Bali, and when I played it, I had a long journey on one of those go check bike things. So I was on the back of a moped, and I thought, let me play this album. And I was listening to it on that on the back of the moped. So I was speeding through Bali, listening to this, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty sick. But I feel
That
like
sounds crazy. That doesn't sound like a listening environment, man.
oh, it was though, man. I feel like it's a soundtrack of like an adventure. So I think certain songs really like enjoyed, like kind of add to the thrill of zooming around and the back of the bike. So it was nice. It was nice. I think it followed the pattern of some of his old albums though, like but in a progressive way. I felt like it felt like a rocky. It sounds silly, but it felt like a rocky project. Like it gave me the typical sounds that he may give you, but then he's so good at kind of varying. I mean, very like progressive or like experimental and changing like the certain because like he's going one way and then he completely kind of hits you with another kind of angle. It's like, oh, okay. But it wasn't too far fetched. It wasn't. I feel like in the past he might have been kind of ahead of his time, whereas now I feel like it makes more sense. I feel like,
Yeah, I'm glad
does
you
it
said
make sense?
that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I feel like with this one, I don't necessarily mean it as a criticism, but with this one, well, let me go back to the others. When I think about like the mixtape, like the breakout project, and then the debut album, it really kind of felt well. It was putting that whole cloud rap thing to the mainstream and the surface, but it felt very new, very fresh. Whatever he was doing, the whole aesthetic, the sonics, everything, very new and fresh. Testing, like to jump ahead a bit, was pretty polarizing. Some stuff hit immediately, like the Skepta track, Praise the Lord, and all that. Other things was just too left field for people, and it's still one of those albums that splits opinion. Whereas this one, it's almost like it's genre bending and it's experimental, like you say, but it feels a bit more of the time, if that makes sense, and not
Yeah,
like
that
I'm
does make sense.
not having to adjust to new sounds. So, yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking about that in the build up to this. I'm thinking, is this going to make sense? Is this going to land? So I'm glad you picked up on that.
I felt like this is ASAP Rocky, like not at his finest. I think at his finest, we've already had that with a couple of the other albums and projects. But it's like, this is ASAP Rocky. This proves to me he's like one of one and no one can do it like ASAP. You know what I mean? Like if someone else tried to do this, I'd be like, this doesn't really sound like you, doesn't feel like you. But in my book, I was like, this doesn't feel out of place for Rocky. Some of it wasn't for me though. And I like experimental stuff, but it was a bit too much at times.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a few on there for me as well. There's some that I just didn't think were like that good. Like we spoke about Stole Your Flow. I didn't, to be honest with you, actually, like where I'm at with the album now, it takes a few tracks for me to get into it. Like Helicopter's cool. I think the videos, have you seen the video?
No, I've not seen the video.
No,
yet.
but I heard about it. So it's like a 3D environment with all this and that and moving around. Yeah, I heard about it.
So there's like the quote unquote normal version, and it's kind of almost video game aesthetic, but it's just crazy. And then there's a VR version, which is I haven't got like the headset and all that, but apparently it's insane.
Ooh, I might have to try that
just
myself.
activate
You should try that.
Yeah, damn.
Apparently it's mad. But yeah, for me, it takes like I'm looking at the track list now. It takes a few for me to really start like.
Really?
Like,
So you don't like Order of Protection then? Because I think Order of Protection's. I love that song. I think that song's really good.
It's
That's
right.
what gets me into the album.
But it's like it's that he just came to remind you like this is my shit. You know that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah.
Helicopters where I was in.
It's not as Order of Protection is not. When I think about some of his past intros, like again the mixtape, is it Palace? Is that the intro?
Palace.
Palace.
Palace is something else though, man.
Even Testing is quite. That's hard, that one. But this one was a bit. It was like an easing. Do you know what I mean? It let you know
it was an easing.
It's been a little while since I've been in the league. Couple of trials, couple of leaks, all that stuff. Like it was setting the tone straight away. But it wasn't. Didn't wow me. Helicopter's cool, like I say. Not really feeling Stole Your Flow, and then Stay Here for Life is where I'm like,
I actually felt like that's when the album began. I feel like before it's like, remember who I am. I'm the best at this. Oh, and by the way, someone stole my flow. But then Stay Here for Life is where what I felt is where the album began. You know, like
I get you.
That's
That's fair enough. And it's even just from like not just in terms of the sonics, like we can talk about that, but just from the sentiment of it, because it felt more in line with the way he's talking in the interviews and things like that as well. He's talking a lot about being a dad and
Well,
like
the first
Rihanna and
verse, not so much though. The first verse felt a bit too young boy to me, but the second verse fixed that, you know?
yeah. Yeah, I kind of get you, but then even just the chorus and like that whole flip on "Wish I Could Buy Time Back" and all that, I think it's resonating for me that whole sentiment of being in a moment. Obviously, with Charlie being pregnant and all that, it's kind of like you're in a bit of a bubble, and that's ringing true
That's
for
all
me
that
at this
matters.
point in life. Whereas like "Stole Your Flow" is just it's just a redundant sentiment. It's like, are we still at this age? Do we still look at that going, that's like
Well,
that's
this
a
is
cool
the
thing
thing.
to say? Like,
I'm expecting grown man music, and up until "Stay Here for Life," I haven't heard grown man music. You see what I'm trying to say?
No, I hear all of that. What you're saying, because that's true. You know, you especially with what we've been listening to and like how we can resenting with grown man music. You are not getting that at the beginning until you get to "Stay Here for Life." Like, Stole Your Flow. I don't know what to make of "Stole Your Flow." You know, at first I was like, do I like this? Is it all right? I don't know. And hearing you speak about it, I've always been undecided about that song.
I don't dislike it. It's a good song. The hook is good. The flow is good. Like, but it's just maybe we're getting old. Let's be honest here. Maybe we're getting old.
do you know what? There's probably that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the whole, first you stole my flow, then I stole your chick. Like, it's just to me, it's just a redundant thing. Like talking about, do you know what I mean? Talk about women like that. It's like, come on, we gotta get past this.
Hear
Like,
in the interview where he said like, oh, like that's some lame stuff. You know what I mean? Like he said basically like that whole like, oh, she has a past, she has a history. Why would I care about that? Like, you literally dedicate half your album to talking about that.
Yeah, and then also, what was the other thing I was gonna say? I can't remember now, but yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't ringing true with how he was like how he's been talking in interviews, how he's been carrying himself and things like that. And I was just a bit like, oh, that's what I was going to say. Sorry, I'm not mad that he wanted to respond and address to certain people and certain things. I get that. I understand that. It's just the way it was executed. It was just a bit elementary and regressive and things like that.
Tasteless.
If you think about it from his perspective, whether it's the whole Drake thing with the jabs at Rihanna over the years, or the trial with the guy from ASAP Mob who, that whole, I get why you'd want to address some of them things on the track, but it just wasn't, the execution weren't there. But anyway, we get to Stay for Life. I'm in at this point. I like Player as well. Not to the extent of Stay for Life. But Player is
a good song though.
Do you know what's funny?
Yeah,
in my notes, I literally have written, don't like this, feels old style, and the flow is boring. But you guys,
wow.
Tell me why. Yeah, tell me why. Because I didn't. I said he doesn't even finish some of his bars, but I think I'm talking more about the intro.
I'll let someone else. I'll let someone else go on this one first. With Player.
Oh no, if we're talking about Player, now you put me on the spot. I just like the sort of the vibe of the track. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing mad. And how he's floating on it, like the beat and everything. It's just a nice vibe. Nothing special for me to say, oh yeah, this track is amazing lyrically or anything. It's just a vibe. It literally is just a sit back, chill. That player. It's just a nice vibe. There's nothing more to it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing. Like, it's just a nice vibe. I played it again when I was in Barcelona. And even when I was with my friend, we was vibing to it. And then when that came on, it was just like, like she ain't heard it. She heard it for the first time, and she was like, "What's this?" kind of thing. So that's when you know, like when you're vibing, like to it, just bouncing along. Like we're not really deep in the lyrics and going to doing deep dives of it.
Yeah.
But it was just a nice kind of added to the end. It was cool.
To go back to what you said earlier, Neil, about it kind of really feeling like a ASAP album and all that. This was the kind of, we all know his like artistic inspiration, the whole Houston chopped and screwed sound and things like that. This was kind of like him in that bag again, like not to the full, like again, not to the full sort of extent of like the early days, but it just felt like he was dipping back into a sound, into a pocket that he's familiar with. So again, it's not like, I wouldn't go, it's one of the best tracks on here, but I just enjoyed it to come off of the previous track as well. And then to go back to the, like what we're talking about, the kind of the content and that, it might come across a little bit cheesy, but is it second verse when he's talking about like taking care of your kids, that's player shit, like flipping the whole like meaning of the word player. it's not super deep, but it was like, okay. So then that got me thinking, like, is the album, is it like he's kind of playing a character and it's like a journey of progression throughout this 8 years?
That's what it feels like. Verse 1 is young him, stupid him, or dumb him, and then verse 2 is him talking to that old version of himself of like, this is what it's all about. Because I definitely felt that on this player track. Because first verse, I was like, this is that young shit. I don't feel it. There's the second verse when he's like taking care of the kids. That's some player shit, you know?
Yeah. So I
definitely felt that.
And I was thinking then going back to like the album cover and the work with Tim Burton with all the different, the ASAP Rocky characters that they made together that represent the different sort of eras over the past 8 years and things. I was just wondering if that was all intertwined. But this passage of the album, actually, this sort of like 4-track run. So you got Stay Here for Life, and shout out Brent Fire as well. Did anyone else think that was The Weeknd though? The very first time, the first line. Did anyone go?
No.
I contemplated it.
Brent has the right voice now. I hear Brent Fierce and I know Brent Fierce.
Likewise.
Is it Fierce?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I recognise.
not Fire.
Yeah, okay. I recognise his voice. Like I used to think that was The Weeknd on. I can't remember what other track it was. Yeah, I'm not even going to pronounce the name because I'm not going to screw it up. But anyway, I remember that last time. But now I've got his tone and I know it's him.
Okay.
So I did
very
it this
unique
time.
voice, man. But no, I don't think it's The Weeknd because The Weeknd sings all high pitched and stuff. And I just know it's not him.
I thought he was going with a lower octave this time. The first line, I was just like, "Is that the?" And then after that, I was like, "No, it's not. It's not."
But did you know it was Brent when you heard Brent?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Sean. I know you did, Neil. You listened to Brent. I'm asking. Sean.
Oh no! Well, I checked it as soon as I heard the second or third line. I was like, "No, that's not The Weeknd." I looked at the phone and
you didn't know. I thought you know Brent's voice. I thought. Do you know what?
I know him through like features, like with Tyler, and did a track with Drake a few years ago, and also like I know. But I've never like really sat with an album before, so I don't know his voice like that well.
You haven't listened to any of his like stuff with this guy called Sonda? Really. Oh, that stuff's crazy.
I need to check it out because I do like his tone. But yeah, so I just wanted to quickly shout out him, but then so Stay Here for Life play, and then No Trespassing. That's the beat on this album, man. That beat.
No Trespassing. Remember how mad I went in? Yeah, I went crazy about this song on the groove. I'm not gonna lie. This song is just something.
But why does it feel West Coast? It felt very West Coast to me.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I hear that when you're saying it. But I was just getting gassed when I heard this song.
Like, I wanted to hear Vince Staples come through or Tyler come through on this. I was like, this is a very West Coast feeling.
But yeah, I just this one it's still like it's just got that extra oomph for me. And there's quite a lot going on when you listen in the background, the different sounds, the way it progresses and all that. It's this is the one for me. Beat wise anyway. And then we get to, is it Stop Snitching with Sauce Walker?
I said this is the hit. When in my notes,
that's a good song.
I said this is the hit. I can feel it. That's what I wrote in my notes. Like it was just solid in every way possible. The beat's solid, the bars are solid. I wasn't really feeling the feature, but like, cause I just said it just feels like a diet ASAP Ferg. You know, it didn't feel the right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just felt like a diet ASAP Ferg. But it was for me that felt instantly that felt like the hit.
He had some funny lines in that verse, man. Some funny lines. I enjoyed that. Now this is another track where like this, like I said, this 4-track run is where I'm like, I'm in this now. But then like as Rocky does, we take a bit of a left turn and we get into the more, I'd say probably the most experimental section, which is probably where the like I said, the beginning it takes a while for me to get into, and then this one is hit or miss for me, man. Like
I checked out. I know.
Shut the fuck up
is no. I checked out. This song
the
was
one.
Nah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's just not.
When I was listening, I was like, "This is a bit intense," you know. Like this is.
It's too intense. It's too intense.
But not in a good way.
Rocky.
The one before that.
Shut the fuck up.
The one before that. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
And that one should be called Punk Rocky because that one is that's
that's a dangerous song though. Imagine live show times. Shut the fuck up into Punk Rocky. People are gonna hurt themselves and hurt other people.
Yeah. Well, I think it seems to fall in line with this kind of rage rap that's pretty big and or has been big for a few years now, and it's a sound that I've never really warmed to it, to be honest. But
it has its time and its place, but there's a way to do it, and I didn't like this way. You know,
it wasn't a good one at all. Well, it kind of clashed with the vibe. I thought it was a bit too harsh on the nose.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I came on and then my friend was like, "What's that?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't like that." It's like,
Nah,
that's
I
too
don't
much.
No, it is. It's too
Female, man.
intense. It's like it puts you in almost in a bad mood. And what made it worse is, I'll tell you what made it worse. When Kieran put something about it in the group, I thought he was gassing about it. So when I came to it, I was like, "What the hell is he gassing about?
Yeah.
I can't listen to this."
Yeah, I couldn't stomach it. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't right for that one.
Yeah.
And I normally I'm here for the intense, different stuff. This one, I was like, oh, I was close to skipping it.
Yeah, I feel because he was going so smooth with all that track run that you were mentioning,
yeah.
Sean. So I think it was just so opposite. Like, I reckon if he put it in a different order, maybe, or you might land a bit better for us. But I think for the listener, it just was a bit too.
If
jarring.
this was higher up the album with the other 3 tracks at the beginning, then maybe I would have felt a bit different. Because I don't feel like Punk Rookie is actually too much of a handbrake turn, but the Shut the Fuck Up track is too much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you guys are being generous. I think this one just, I could do without it, man. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't know. I think you could have put this anywhere on the album and I'd have been like, nah. I'm not
good
keen
for
on
like
this.
action movies, like trailers, you know? Like I tried to find a place for it to go. Like a game trailer, like a Call of Duty, you know?
100%.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
But it just wasn't
100%.
right. As a disconnected listening experience, it's too much.
Yeah, too much. But yeah, what about the rest of this sort of 4 or 5 track run where he goes into the more like, well, of course, experimental, but rock and punk infused stuff? Are there any, like, do we like the single, for instance? Are we feeling punk rocky?
Punk Rocky reminds me of like a British kind of, I don't know, like a punk rock kind of British vibe. I don't know. I get like a British feel from it.
Feels like FIFA music.
Yeah,
FIFA,
that's why.
I'm not taking that one. Kieran said that first. But
Okay.
it feels like FIFA music.
Yeah,
It
like
does.
it feels like British kind of. I don't know what the
It's like
genre
indie.
is.
It's like an indie kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid
And I can
2000s
imagine-
indie.
Yeah,
I feel
can
like
imagine
Tyler
those
had
kind
a
of
big
guys on it.
influence on this track, but even down to the video, like that whole, or maybe that's what ASAP's on. I don't know, but it feels like this is what Tyler wants to make right now. Not right
really?
now. Right now.
I know he's been.
just the style, you know.
I know he's been speaking a lot about working with Tim Burton, the director, and how that led to the delays as well, because Tim was working on the Beetlejuice, the recent Beetlejuice film, and Wednesday on Netflix and all that. So he was trying to lock him in. And I don't know how much influence he had on this video, but I know his influence is all over, like the cover art and the whole.
I think we're taking away from Rocky. Actually, I think Rocky has always had a clear vision and a clear thing. I think we're just assuming that because they're friends, you know. You know what I mean?
Oh no, he said that though. He said he was like he literally said, like, because they were like, "What's the delay?" And he was like, "Part of it was Tim Burton was taking ages. I couldn't lock him down." But like I said, I don't know if it was specific to this video or anything like that. But
Tim Burton did this video. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know. I haven't looked at the credits, but I'm just saying I know his influence is all over the album in different ways. So it could be that, and just some of the sort of, like, one thing I'll give. I know I'm going back a bit. Stole Your Flow. That passage at the end with the orchestra and all that. I like that. That was, and just some of that stuff that's coming throughout the tracks that, like, you can hear it in the background. Sometimes it's more forefront. There's some interesting choices of, like, he's talking a lot about, I don't know if any of you've seen the interviews, but being influenced by German expressionism, you know, the film genre.
I don't know what that is. No. Let's explain what that is for
You don't.
everybody.
So Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that went straight.
Yeah.
Straight over my head. Not even lying.
No worries. So German expressionism. Sorry, was a film movement in the early 20th century, sort of post First World War. So where the Germans didn't really have a lot of resources because they, you know, Treaty of Versailles and all that, they were just ransacked after the First World War. It kind of was reflected in the films where it was kind of low budget and they were working with little, and also dealing with the sort of the socio-economic impact and a lot of the films, if you've seen things like the old vampire film like Nosferatu and some of the old silent horrors where it's like really abstract and the camera's at a weird angle and everything's pointed and gothic looking and things like that. To bring it back to the Rocky stuff, I'm hearing it with like that track where there's the whole, like I say, the orchestra. To me, it sounds quite gothic, and some of the imagery and the videos and the cover art and that you can see that in here. And Rocky was basically saying he wanted to bring that together with what he calls ghetto futurism, and he was talking about how there's not really like black sci-fi films and like black stories within that in that world, and he kind of wanted to do that with this album, which I found interesting. I don't know how well executed it is, and if I'm picking up on it sort of all the way through this, but I'm seeing some elements of like I say, Tim Burton's work and some of those other influences throughout. Kind of gone off piece a bit, but
thanks for the explainer, because German expressionism. No, I don't actually. Actually, in this case,
do you know what though? It's one of those ones. Once you know what I'm like with film and all that, but once you know what it is, you start to see it everywhere, or you'll see it in a lot of like films that have come over the decades, or like film movements and things like that. So yeah, it's a very influential art time in the art form for sure. But anyway, back to the album. Punk Rocky. But were there any other?
What I'm guessing, I haven't heard anyone say they don't like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of. It's cool. It's cool. I know that's not a very like. It's a bit of a dead answer, but it's good. But it's not like. I'm not going back to it constantly. Do you know what I mean? It's not like one of those tracks for me.
I think this is one of the ones where I feel like he's kind of like I said, like at the start, like he's kind of like experimental and like going outside the box, but it fits like in this day and age. Like it's not too out there for me to be like, oh, what you doing? I feel like it fits. I feel like it has a place, like whether it's FIFA, whether it's a certain kind of film. Like I can imagine, like I don't know, Misfits or Skins, this being on a soundtrack for something like that. Do you know what I mean? Or some kind of coming of age program. So yeah, I like it. It's
I think it's a good song. Like
I like the song.
Out of all of what we've heard up until now, it's a good song. You know, it's an enjoyable listen.
Yeah.
But it considering what I've just come from to get to here. I'm talking about just the track before. Shut the fuck up. I'm already, I'm a bit like So this feels like it's bringing me back to a normal place.
Yeah.
And what about some of the other tracks in this?
I think the Rivalry Doechii track. I like that track.
You're skipping some stuff. You're skipping some bits. Can I just say?
No, I know I'm skipping. Yeah. I just
West Side Gun. You can't call that a feature.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I thought the same thing.
He just said boop, 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 boop.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing,
and that was it. And then when I see his name on the feature, I'm like, are we actually being serious? This guy is a feature, and he literally says boop, 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 and that's it, and that counts as a feature. What are we doing?
Imagine you load up the studio, everything's ready. Right, go get in the booth, Westside. I've got something for it. Boop, 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 boop.
I thought I was going crazy because I was cooking at the time. And I heard the boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh shit, Westside's on this. Okay. And I was like, wait, hold on, I haven't heard him. I'm waiting for him to drop, and I'm like, okay, where's his verse coming? So I was like,
mad thing is, a few years ago, I found this recently. Westside tweeted that he'd been in the studio with Rocky and the Gorillaz and was like proper hyping up the track. So like fans were like really, really getting excited for this one, thinking, what is Westside going to do with the Gorillaz on a Rocky track? And that's what we got. That's what we got.
Nothing. Yeah.
But then also maybe he's just like on the creative side. Maybe he wrote some stuff, or maybe he did something.
I don't think
production side, maybe. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Possibly. Look, we know that he's a really good exec producer and curator, like from the work he's done with Matt Homme, for instance. And that. So you could be right, Neil. You could be, or he literally just rocked up and did his best.
Hilarious,
boom, boom.
Anyway,
sorry. Now
funny.
you can talk about robbery, but I just had to get that out because we skipped it like that. Yeah. I literally, my one note is you call that a feature? ? That's it.
Just quickly though, before, because I feel like there's some stuff to talk about with Robbie, but what about Air Force with Black DeMarco, that track? No one feeling that one?
I ain't feeling
laziest one.
The thing, you know what's mad about it? I can't even remember how it goes. That says everything about it. I don't know. I can remember the rest of the other songs, and I can't remember Air Force at all.
Isn't that one where the beat's kind of like hyperactive and
it's kind of gamey.
Yeah,
that one.
That's
a good one. Glitchy, glitchy.
I know what you're talking. Yeah,
and then it goes all slow, and then it comes back in.
Yeah, you reminded me. I wasn't feeling that at all. No way.
No place to talk about like if it's good or not, because I just said that's the laziest track so far. Like it didn't try to do anything. It just is. Oh, let's get hype. Let's get chill. Let's get hype again. Let's get chill. Let's not. How about that?
So it's a interesting passage of the album, that like 4-5 track run. It's like it doesn't all work, but it's, you know, he's trying something. I'll give him that. But then yeah, Theo, you were going to talk about Robbery with Doechii.
Yeah.
No, I just like the interaction between them. But I actually think it's a good track. I really enjoyed it, and I think Doechii, I think she did a phenomenal job on her side. But I think it's a good track. I don't know what everybody else is feeling.
Is this becoming a new thing where everybody does this back and forth?
Yeah, I know.
Now?
It's becoming. A lot of people are doing it.
Done it. You know, and the first. I don't remember the first memorable time I heard someone doing a back and forth, but I definitely feel like I'm hearing it a lot.
Yeah.
Now.
No, but you're not wrong. You're hearing a lot. You got Dave, like also Sims as well.
Yep, Sims, Retro Free
like
2.
Everyone's doing it.
But it's not bad. Like sometimes I complain about it, but in this case I quite liked it. I just wanted to say like it seems very common now to do the back and forth track to get a vibe across.
As soon as I heard, like the first time I heard it, I thought of you guys after like what we spoke about with the Wretch ones and Sims and things like that, and I was really interested to hear what you thought. But I think I'm more with Theo, or like I'm in line with Theo with this one. I think as a standalone, it's a great performance between the two of them. The way they're going back and forth. Rocky produced it as well on his own, which was a surprise to me. That this sort of jazz, I haven't really heard him do anything like that, let alone produce it himself. So I found that interesting. But yeah, Doechii I thought was, if this was a performance, like an onstage thing, she got into character and she did her thing, I felt, and Rocky was meshing well with her. But
I feel like this
I
is
don't
the best
go
track
back.
on
But
the
I don't go
album.
back to it. It's not like I
you
can
don't wanna
appreciate
listen.
it as a thing, but like I'm not. It's not in heavy rotation for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
No, I hear you.
I feel like it's the best track on the album, even though it doesn't
Oh, wow.
suit the rest of the album. Just because of the quality of it, you know, I felt something with this, you know.
They had a concept and they kind of knocked it out of the park. Yeah,
It's not my favorite, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I get you.
If you look at it, it's the best track because it feels like a track, you know.
I understand.
Bad description, but
no, I get it.
it's
I
the
actually
best
get what
because
you're
I say it's the best.
And I don't know if I'm like it gives that jazzy feel, right? And for me, I don't know. And he's from Harlem, so I just thought of like, I don't know if he was playing into that the Harlem Renaissance period of time and giving that kind of energy. So I don't know, but it was a nice. It was a really good song. I think it's weird because he's given us a lot of different facets on this album.
Yeah.
And it's
all of them, arguably.
Yeah, there's loads.
You know what I mean?
You're spot on.
So it's kind of like, if I'm looking at it, like you guys said, as a song alone, it's a great song. But then if I look at it through the lens of the whole album, I critique it a bit differently. It's not, I don't rate it as highly, but as a song alone, it's really good. I really enjoy it. Really, yeah. So yeah, I think it's good.
It doesn't match, you know, like anything on the album. That's the part that's kind of jarring me a bit. There's no real sections on this album. It's kind of like, oh, here's the crazy track. Okay, here's a track less crazy. Here's this one, like, you know, it's just a bit.
Yeah, and do you know what? To get a bit more critical, and I know there's a couple tracks we haven't spoke about, and there's of course disc 2 as well. But I think that's the only thing for me is that I think, especially after 8 years, as well as the fact of how long he's been in the game now, I do sit and think to myself, should we be getting something a bit more concise from Rocky rather than this sort of like, again, it's perhaps not as left field as the previous album we're testing, but it just felt that the dots aren't quite connecting to me and I can't quite see the vision. It might come later down the line, don't get me wrong, but it does feel a little bit sort of like just different ideas all put together on one project rather than like one cohesive.
Yeah.
You know, am I being harsh or like? Do you think?
I don't think you're being harsh at all. No, I don't think you're being harsh because when you actually look at the face of the album, you could just say there's a bunch of different tracks that are just jumbled up like here, there. There's no sort of like, I don't know, flow where you could tie it all together to be into one project where you're like, okay, I can see what you're doing. Kind of just here, there, everywhere. If you're being really hypercritical and brutally honest, which that's the way you look at it. That's how I see it anyway.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it needs to be like this, super linear story or like a real sort of concept album or anything like that. I just think, in fact, I'm going to be honest, and judging by the way Rocky's talking about this project and things on all these interviews, he'd probably tell me to shut the fuck up. But I actually got the impression that because of all the leaks and the delays and all the things that have happened, this felt a bit like piecing together stuff. It felt a little bit like, okay, I can't put like these ones on because they got leaked time ago or they've been about, but these ones can go on here, and this one, like, it kind of leaked, but people want it. Do you know, it felt like putting together, because we got like 20 odd songs from between testing and this as well. Do you know what I mean? There was at least one attempt for an album rollout that didn't end up happening.
He had a good song last year, but that song "Back Out the Trunk from the Front to the Back," that song was good. I thought the album was going to be feeling like that, and it doesn't at all.
That was was that for the film? Was that on the soundtrack?
Probably, yeah.
Highest to lowest, yeah. But yeah, so I maybe I'm being harsh, I don't know, but I did get a bit of that impression. It was like, I know he's coming across like this was a super, like I said, he's like Tim Burton and all these ideas and blah blah blah, but it felt a bit like, what, I've got all this music, like what, how do I put all this together? And
it did, especially for me, past Shut the Fuck Up. It's like I don't know what's going on here, I got that feeling hardcore. It's like, I don't know what's going on here. He don't know what's going on here. People are doing ad libs as features. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all a bit all over the place.
And yeah. Go on, Neil.
No, so I was gonna say I kind of agree, because again, I was listening to someone listening for the first time, but it was my third time listening to it, and she was like, "Is this still ASAP Rocky?" She was like, "Is this the same guy?" She's like, "Oh wow, he's all over the place. Like he's good. It's just he just does a lot of different things." And I'm like, interested. Like you hearing this for the first time, so it's quite nice seeing someone's like first reaction. Because, but yeah, sorry, Sean.
No, you're right.
It's all good. Really
you're
good
right though, because it does. I'm not saying it doesn't feel like ASAP Rocky. It just feels like different stuff. It doesn't even feel like the same project anymore. It feels like, at one point I had to check. I was like, has this gone on to like his stuff from last year? Because sometimes with the recommended, it starts playing the same artist but a different album rather than a different artist, same vibe. And I was like, nope, still the album. Okay.
Yeah. And even, a bit like how you explained, what's it called? Robbery, Neil. I felt the same about the end, where I was like, just standalone. It was nice to hear Rocky sort of delve into some sort of deeper, conscious themes, I guess, within that track. And I love Jessica Pratt's feature and everything like that. But in the context of the album, I was like, this is like way off of like what we've just been talking about and the whole journey. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about the environment and, do you know what I mean? All these things. I'm like, unless I'm missing it, I don't know. So again, it was like similar to what you were saying, Sam, with it's like, it's a really good track, like Robbery, but how does it fit in with this?
It doesn't. That's the answer. It doesn't fit in with it.
It's a great song, but it's just like, I don't see how it all connects. But part of that is the genius of Rocky, and what makes him so great is genre bending and experimenting and all these different sounds and all that. But like I said, just to kind of bring it full circle, I guess at this point in his career and after everything, perhaps something more focused and concise would have been not expected, but just, I don't know. I feel like he's got it in him, is what I'm saying.
I wonder if he's like testing what pops off more for him, and then maybe he'll do a whole project like that. Or am I reaching? You know what I mean?
Possibly. There's an element of that too, where it's like, I've been out the game for so long, as in like rolling out an album and being sort of at the forefront of people's conscious and all that. I swear he touched on in another interview about doing like listening parties and things like that. A little while
people
back.
Sat down and listened to this.
Well, just testing the waters. I don't know if it might have been earlier forms of this. It might have been other tracks that haven't been released, all sorts. Because I didn't realize when we did. I don't know if this will ever see the light of day, listeners, but we did before this album of what happened to ASAP recording. So hopefully it does drop. But
if they're hearing this, it's already out. That because if they're not hearing this, that means we're having the same issue. Go on, Sean. Sorry. Oh.
Did it cut out?
Oh.
Yeah, it cut out. Yeah,
back in and out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, God knows. Yeah, I was going to. All I was saying is when we were talking about ASAP a couple months back, I wasn't aware of how bad the leak situation was. I didn't realize that many tracks were making it out, and that was why there was such a delay to this album coming out. But yeah,
that sounds like excuses to me, because it's just drop it. People are going to listen to it the same way, whether it leaks or not. Just drop the thing, man.
Yeah. Any other tracks to talk about? I'm aware we didn't talk about "Don't Be Dumb" / "Trip Baby." I think that was a track that Kieran liked, actually. So it's a shame Kieran's not here to talk about it.
It's bringing it back. It's bringing the album back for me. At the end, weirdly, that "Don't Be Dumb" "Trip Baby" is. We've had
the
this
Nintendo
weird
scheme
middle.
was nice.
Yeah.
But nothing too brazy to like blow you off your seat. I know what you mean by bringing it back. It was bringing it back to sort of like the start of the album, but then don't know.
One thing I want to say though, the skits on this album, I really liked all of the skits.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they added some good context in some places, and in this one, it definitely added. Like, it was a good transition from "Don't Be Dumb" to "Trip Baby." The skit in this.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like I say, I'm still not quite. It's not quite piecing together for me, but some of the sort of little interludes I enjoyed. I know Thundercat was on one earlier on. I quite like that. You know, so look, sonically, I can't really ever fault Rocky too much. That he makes he works with interesting producers and makes interesting like artistic decisions that just sound cool and refreshing and whatnot. So. Yeah, man. I think just to kind of cap off the main album itself, it's sort of what we said at the beginning. Solid project, I think, especially after there was a lot of, put it this way, I think people were getting to the point where they just were a bit sick of all the delays and whatnot and weren't expecting much from this. And I think it was a good way to start the year. Great timing as well. I think Kieran had a question to include for us, which was about the sort of this within the context of where the mainstream's at. I think this was it was perfect timing, I think. I think if this dropped a few months earlier, it wouldn't have quite got the buzz that it's got at the moment. I think to do it in January was sensible, for sure. What about, just quickly, any of the bonus tracks that are people feeling?
Fish and Steak for Tyler.
That was it. Yeah, but it's Tyler though, isn't it? That's the thing. Tyler's. I like what he's doing on the track, but I can't. The other three. Obviously, it was one initially, and then obviously he released the two others. They don't stand out to me. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't go back to them either.
Did anyone else get the feeling that the Tyler verse was from like "Call Me If You Get Lost" days?
I felt like the beat
had that
was from
sound.
them days as well, though.
What's that?
The beat feels like it's from then as well. The whole thing feels like it. Maybe when they were doing their little thing together for a little while was around that time.
Yeah.
Maybe this track is from then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why it made it to the sort of bonuses, because I think this one really wasn't within whatever creative space he was in for this. This didn't feel like that at all. A good track though, I liked it, but I didn't get the final one. I Smoked Away My Brain. That's I swear that's Demons off the first album, or like
Smoked Away My Brain. I'm not seeing that on Spotify.
Oh really? There's there is a second version of the album where there's 4 tracks, but
maybe I didn't listen to that one.
But yeah, I'm sure I heard. I know I am. It's like definite. That track is definitely an old track. I know it is. Yes, I don't know why that was there was a reworked version of that. Maybe like again, we're sort of back to what we were saying at the beginning, like a bit of a reintroduction to Rocky to this new generation.
Me off. I ain't even heard the album. Delete the whole podcast. What the hell? Flaquito, Jody, and I Spoke to In My Brain. I've heard I Smoked Away My Brain though before.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's like Demons or whatever it's called. From way
that's
back.
on thingy. That's on a different project because it's the same beat, isn't it? That ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says I'm God, like demon mashup.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting choice. That again, it does kind of fit in with my theory that some of this was quite pieced together. But
is that to boost the album sales? Maybe because I'm looking
possibly.
At that song's got 780,000 streams. Sorry, 780 million streams. Like
yeah, you could be right with that one. You could be right. So Kieran left a couple questions for us. It'd be good to get to those in his absence. So I think the first one we sort of touched upon. He said, "Do we see this as a continuation or a new sound?" I think Neil you said that you touched upon that well near the beginning about it. We both said about it, kind of feeling more of the time and current rather than something super sort of refreshing and innovative. How about you, Sam? Theo, like, what do you see? Do you think this is going to like move the needle, or do you think it's just?
I don't think it's moving the needle. I just think it's a continuation. If I'm being if I'm being honest, there's nothing that's out there that is gonna get people thinking, "Oh, this is the direction that we need to go in." I just think it's a continuation of what ASAP's been doing and how he sort of stays in his lane. Like he's trying to show that he's like the king of his lane of where he is. But
that's why I said in the beginning it's satisfying, but I don't think it's a new sound. There's elements of a new sound in this that I don't like, right? And I'm not saying I'm gonna have to like the new sound. It's gonna be for me. But if we go to shut the fuck up type of rap, maybe we need to consider not listen to music anymore. Because I don't like that. So yeah, it's hard. ASAP always makes different stuff. So is it just ASAP being ASAP? That's what I think it is. I don't think he's ushering in a new sound like he did in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because without ASAP, there's no Travis Scott to the degree he is now. There's no new sound, with that kind of chopped and screwed vibe of the 2012 to 2015 time. I don't think he's done that here. There's other people that are doing that I see in this list later on in the kind of run through. So, no.
Even with if you think about At Long Last ASAP, that kind of like woozy psychedelic feel,
fashion feel,
the fashion,
runway,
yeah. You can and you sort of saw it come into some of the big trap artists with their music as well, and then like Testing again was kind of like it kind of came around the time of people like Uzi and Carti emerging and things like that, but I think that definitely had somewhat of an impact on the structure of songs and like how sort of out there some of these artists were willing to go. Like some of these newer guys get a bit crazy and gnarly with with the production choices and that. And I think, ASAP has had an influence on some of those guys too. But not to disrespect this album, like you say, I think there are elements in there. There's moments. There are pieces where I go, oh, that's refreshing because it's ASAP, like we say, but don't think it's quite as innovative as some of those earlier projects. And the other question,
hold hope though. I still hold hope for ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, look, this could be. We might start to get more regular music again, and with him being more tapped in, like to a more relevant, and more active, it might mean that he starts to experiment further and hone in and focus more and whatever it is, and come back with an even stronger body of work. So we'll see. It's good having ASAP around. I think he's one of the more interesting left field artists of that sort of generation, particularly mainstream guys anyway. So it's good to have him, man. But the final question for this, and then we'll move on, again, that came in from Kieran, was, do we see this carrying the mainstream into a resurgence? My response is no, but I think it might be the start of the mainstream on its way back, potentially. We're going to come to another artist very soon who's dropping very soon, which I think is also a big part of that. But what do we think?
No, you're right. It's not going to carry the mainstream.
No, I don't think so.
It's definitely a no. It's not going to carry the mainstream at all. I can't see this carrying, like pushing the mainstream and everyone getting popular about it and it just pushing through. I can't see it at all.
There's no track on this album that's going to break through. Maybe
exactly.
Helicopter a little bit, but the rest of it...
Exactly. But even with Helicopter, even though that's probably the push in terms of the single and everyone liking that, I can't see that being enough of a single that is like, oh my god, this is the sound, this is like getting hip hop back into the mainstream and pushing on. I can't see it. No one's raving about it that much. It doesn't move the needle.
I don't hear the hit in this album. There's hits, but nothing for like you're saying, Theo, to
Yeah.
mainstream and take over the radio waves or the streams, and I haven't heard anything like that.
It's sad though.
Yeah, but I think there's elements for him to like play with, like artistically in terms of like visuals and performances. I can see him doing some great stuff with it. In
Yeah.
his album.
What are you guys talking about going to see him live? Or am I tripping?
Not me.
No, I don't. Yeah, who was that?
Maybe it was Kieran, because we were debating seeing we have to have a show that we go to this year, and we were like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, and he's like, both.
Right.
I'm just I'm
more
looking
people
at the
on it.
numbers with Rocky. He's done, apparently the album did 123,000 first week, which is by today's standards that's
really
pretty
good.
good.
That is
Was he selling
Yeah,
bundles?
that is
Because
very good.
the second I hear someone selling bundles, then I'm not interested anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the thing we got to take into consideration is how is that broken down? We know that bundles are the well, they've always been a thing, but they're definitely a big thing at the moment in terms of
I
sort
ain't
of
seen no
exploiting the
merch,
system.
though. Actually, I'm talking shit. Has anyone seen any merch for this? I ain't seen
I haven't
no merch.
looked.
No,
I haven't.
I mean, I'm not really tapped in like that anymore, so I wouldn't know, but I'm sure there is. I'm sure that there'll be some
Really
some
haven't
good.
seen any though. Oh, there's a whole website. Yeah, there was bundles.
Yeah.
There was a beanie. It's still you can still buy it. It's not sold out. Oh no.
okay.
No! Don't listen to me. The hoodies are all the good stuff. The hoodies and that they're
All
sold out.
gone. But and then I'm looking. Some of the singles have done pretty well. Like "Stay Here for Life" actually is the top one. 23 on the Billboard. "Helicopter"
imagine,
24. "Stole Your Flow" 33. So look, but again, I think it's not. I don't want to take away too much because I'm really happy that, like I say, Rocky's back. That I'm seeing him all over the place, different interviews, Jimmy Fallon, like all this stuff, performing on SNL, whatever. But I think a contributing factor is the timing. And I think to do it in January, which is generally pretty quiet, particularly mainstream artists, was a good move from him and his team, and has got him on people's radar and introduced him to a younger generation as well. Because again, it's been 8 years since testing, so
But they know who ASAP Rocky is because of who he's with. Everyone knows who he is.
Oh yeah, but he said that himself. He's like, people know me for my celebrity, but some people, like younger people, don't necessarily know my music. So his interviews are interesting, man. There is an element of like a lot of self-awareness actually about his kind of position and sort of how things have panned out.
Because he's not shy to knowing the fact that he went to the top and then just disappeared. Like he's not being stupid about it. Like, oh, I don't know what happened. He's like, bro, I dipped. You know what I mean? I dipped to do what I wanted to do.
But it's also like the journey is quite obvious when you go through it, from like Sweden to COVID to this to that. Like there's quite clear things that have. There's a whole timeline of what happened, but yeah. So it's doing well. I'm pleased for him. I don't think this alone is like bang, we're back like mainstream artists. I think the next artist we're about to speak about, we could
Wait,
see
are we
do some
skipping this next
serious
section?
numbers.
Are we skipping this? Is ASAP Rocky currently the king of New York? Are we
Oh,
skipping
I
that?
forgot about that.
He's not. No.
I think that's an easy question to answer. To be fair, we can't call him the king of New York.
The king.
Who's the king of New York?
He's definitely
then?
not the king.
If we want to be political or diplomatic about it, we can be like he's one of the kings, but I wouldn't say he's the king.
No, who is the king then?
I don't have anyone as the king really. I'm just.
It was Pop Smoke last I checked. And he's not around
Pop
like
Smoke
that.
was the he was the guy.
But I don't think anyone right now in the East New York is waving that flag, because reigning that, owning that
I mean,
kind of
technically
space.
Kendrick is.
Yeah.
I'm a king of New York.
Yeah, some could say Kendrick or Cole, depending on.
Has Cole said a bar like that where he said he's the king of New
but
York?
people
He
always
claims
say that
New York a lot, doesn't he?
He claims New York a lot, so people always do that thing. But
Okay. I like the fact Cash Cobain's on here, but Cash Cobain's a different one because he's not trying to be the king of New York. Cash Cobain's a weird character. He's just on this slizzy thing, which is just being a man whore. It's not. Yeah. Cash Cobain's fantastic. I love Cash Cobain, but nah, he's not trying to be the king of New York. Like I said, he's on his own. I don't know what that is, but yeah, don't.
But I know I get what Neil's saying, because like it's I wanted to ask the question because we have touched upon it at times about like the state of New York and of course it's the birthplace, and for a long period of time it was it was the biggest region, or at least sort of like one of the dominant regions. And then over the last 10 to 15 years, it's not really been the same. And although there's like, we could talk about Nas and the success he's had in his respective lane in recent times, and particularly like with the Mass Appeal stuff last year, you could talk about Griselda, like those core members and the impact they've had. Cardi B is like, I know, like not necessarily king, but a queen. You know, you talk about Cash Cobain, who's sort of a newer artist on the come up, but no one's really that flag bearer. I think like kind of like what you were saying. There's no one where you go, oh, that's. It's not like when DMX was on his run or 50 was on his run. Or, do you know what I mean? There's nothing like that. And the closest that we would have probably got to that was someone like a Pop Smoke. So, and I think the other thing to take into consideration, it might not be something that comes into it, but you know, with A$AP Rocky and how his sound is so Houston influenced, do you think that has a kind of impact on it? Where, of course, he is Harlem through and through, if you know him, and there's, you know, from things like his accent to the references and whatnot, but his sound has been so influenced by Houston and that chopped and screwed sound, and so experimental that he doesn't really have I don't get that clear like New York feel from him, if you get what I'm saying, or like that traditional New York feel. Do you think that kind of impacts his sort of stature as like the guy or one of the guys from New York? Almost to the point of people don't even think of him as well.
You're saying he doesn't sound New York, even though he does sound New York
in a nutshell
because of his voice. I think we've moved past the whole East Coast West Coast sound, you know. Like, but I don't think he's really repping New York like that anymore. He used to, and right now I feel like he's repping Barbados more. You know what I mean? Like, I swear to God, I feel like he's repping the islands.
When he talks in interviews and things, he does, and I'm sure there's like quite specific. If you're clued up, if you're from Harlem, if you're you'll know what he's talking about. But it's not like, you know, I just think about the classic New York artists, even like when you go to the sort of mid 2000s, people like Ja Rule and that, like, they were obviously New York. Do you know what I mean? You could just tell. I just wondered if that was an element that comes into it, and why Rocky.
I don't think that's the element.
No.
I just don't think he holds that. No, that's the way. Let me not say that. I just don't think. I just don't think his music currently right now is. I don't think it's having that much success just because of just what it brings. I don't think it's not much about how it sounds of like era. I think it's just more so it's just not good enough to kind of carry that kind of weight. In my opinion, if that makes sense. Not saying that it's bad. It's just that I think back when he was really, really popping, then yeah, you can call him one of the kings of New York for sure. But I just feel like now I don't think he owns that that title anymore.
I guess it's hard to carry that flag when you haven't dropped an album in 8 years as well, right? If you're not
exactly,
yeah,
exactly, and I think that's mainly what it is. To be honest, I think that's just mainly what it is. But like, if I was being like kind of on like more the political answer, yes, he's definitely a king of New York,
for sure.
He's definitely like one of the pillars of the East Coast that kind of pushed the game forward. But yeah.
I agree. Well, it's good to have Rocky back, like I say. Even though he hasn't really been gone, he's been dropping a lot of music, but you know what I mean. And hopefully it won't be so long before the next one. Right, should we get to it? Whole world. Should we start? Let's start with let's go in the chronological order. Disc 2, track 2, whatever it's called.
Wait, are we actually doing this? Like, are we actually doing this?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean by that? Are we actually doing this?
No, because it's like, all right, I thought we would kind of just briefly touch on it, but if we're going in, I was like, okay, cool.
That's what we're here to do, man. We're not here to just give them a bulletin update.
I thought we was going to wait for everyone.
Or else I'll join in.
I thought we was going to wait for the whole team to assemble.
That will happen when the album
Well,
comes
look, we're
out.
gonna we're gonna like this time next month. There's going to be an album. Let's not beat around the bush. People know what we're talking about. The Fall Off finally got released, announced. It's coming out. Yeah. But do you know what? It will be by the time this comes out.
Yes,
It will be, because we're recording a few days before the 6th of Feb. So, the Fall Off gets announced. We get disc 2, track 2, with a video and a trailer and all sorts. How are we feeling about this one?
amazing.
It's top tier. It's top tier stuff, man. It's actually ridiculous what he was doing on this track. But obviously, it's so nice hearing him rap like that with the confidence and just the elite lyricism. But to get the I don't know, but it gives you that feeling of Rewind from Nas, but he does it in his own way. It's not like,
Yeah, this is more personal.
But that's what, how some rappers like to jump on people's styles and try to take it on, but you still like, it's a cheap copy of that so and so. J. Cole takes that and he does it his own way. It's so nice, and it's actually funny because you think all the way back to that track of Let Nas Down. Well, Nas will be sitting there hella proud of like J. Cole and how far he's come doing a track like that. It's like homage to Nas, like how he had pictures on the wall, but just doing it in his own way. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I think it's telling that this is the first track we hear from the project, and it's going to inform a lot of the concept of it, really. I guess that's what we're getting here, is a real flavour of what to expect from the project. I thought the beautiful thing I found was that it comes mad full circle, that song. You can almost play it on a loop. The story that he tells, it's so, I mean, not only is it like on a technical level sort of sticking with a particular, like the pocket he's in, the scheme and all that, but it's like to actually tell that story that then comes all the way around, and you can just put it on replay and go again. Or, I don't know if anyone's tried this, read it the other way around. It still makes complete sense. It's a genius. It's a genius. I was going to call it a body of work there. It almost feels like one. It's a genius track, and like I say, I think for me, it's really got me like, I need to hear this album now, because if this is what we're doing, I need to hear this. That's how I feel. Yeah. I'm sure we'll unpack it more when the album comes out, because and I don't think it will have this track title as well. I'm sure it won't be called.
No, it'll have its own track title. Yeah. It's just being. You
don't think so?
I don't know.
I feel like it's going to have a title. I feel
think
like
it'll have a title.
But then he's done things before, like Interlude. And do you know what I mean?
I just had that thought in my mind.
That's what I'm thinking.
I remember when Interlude came out, I was so gassed, man, with that, and how that then went on to Off Season, and how he did that so well, because it made you think so much. Where was that gonna fit? And then Interlude, I feel, fit so well into Off Season, how he placed it. So I'm interested in how this is gonna pan out.
Yeah.
I'm just excited.
Yeah. How about you, Sam? You gone quiet?
I ain't listened to this shit. I don't know nothing.
What, this 2 track 2?
You haven't listened to this 2 track 2?
Leave me alone. I didn't listen to none of it.
Come on.
Really?
I listened to this track. I listened to. No, wait. That's the one with the video, right? Where it's going.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There he is. There he is. Come back.
No, that one's crazy. That one for me made me reconsider my. I don't think I've said harsh words about J. Cole, but
you have.
Maybe reconsider where I put J. Cole in the rankings of things. You know? Once I took it in, I was like, no, wait, hang on. Kendrick's never been like this. Drake could never be like this. Yeah. Maybe Cole is the GOAT, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like, that was the only serious conclusion I could come to after watching the video and listening to it. I was like, but why? Like, why does he do what he does? You know what I mean? Like, he should have been in the beef. He could have come out of this a completely different way. That's what's marking him for me, you know? Because I'm there, he's saying all this stuff, and I'm like, but bro, you step back from the beef. Like, you can't say what you're saying and do what you've done and might delete later, you know? Like, that's where I'm at.
Wait, hang on. What are you referring? Are you referring to this? You're still talking about this 2 track 2?
Yeah, I am. But he's saying all this stuff like, you know, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm like, no, you're not.
Nah, I didn't get that from this one. The reason why I liked it so much is because part of and we're going to talk about it more when we get to Birthday Blizzard, but part of why I was so excited by this track was because it wasn't really commenting on all that. because I feel like we've got to move past it. I get why he's addressed it. We're going to get to Birthday Blizzard, as I say. I get why he's still somewhat addressing it, but for me, for this, it was like this is separate. The fall, like I don't want the fall off getting caught up in
us, and that's what I mean by this. Like you owed me something else, and you didn't deliver there, so you better deliver. So this is what I'm saying when I'm having all these thoughts that he's called the GOAT, because if he delivers with this album, then it's on everyone else to try and match it or best it. But it's like, I owe this to the game, you know. It's like, bro, you were in the game and you subbed yourself off. You get what I'm trying to say now?
Oh man, I don't know. I didn't even think about it.
No.
That's why. The reason why I love this track is because it just felt separate to all that for me. I just wasn't. I mean, there was like the odd little thing here, but that wasn't even to do with like Kendrick and Drake. There was the line that I thought was maybe in reference to Jay-Z. But that's a stretch. That's a big stretch. I don't want to like get caught. I think for this track,
he said he's trying to do what he's doing on his last, what he couldn't do on his first. Is that what?
No. There's a line about I haven't got it up in front of me.
It was a so-called legend or something like that.
So-called king or so-called
so-called king. Yeah.
It was to call him so-called. To use that term, so-called, can mean something.
On Cloud 9, now I'm signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp.
Yeah,
usurp. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think like like I say, because this track just feels, I don't know. I don't want to get it caught up in the sort of the toxicity and the, you know what I mean, with the whole beef thing. I think as a standalone thing and as a precursor to the album, I think it's beautiful. I think it's top tier, as you said, Theo. I think it's some of the, not even just like technically, because you know I don't fault J. Cole on a technical level, but just from like a conceptual point of view as well. This is it. I'm excited. Yeah,
because you keep faulting him on the whole concept. Because you keep putting Kendrick on his pedestal of the concept king.
It's not that I have Kendrick as the king like that.
You do?
No. I just think I'm not going to beat around the bush.
Can we bring him to every podcast?
But I don't want to. I don't want to make this. That's why I bit my tongue when Sam said something earlier. So I really don't want my Kendrick fandom to come in. But let me not beat around the bush, because that's the theme of this year. I just think Kendrick Lamar is better than J. Cole. I just do on like most levels, and I think
that's fine.
Particularly bodies of work and putting together like, yeah. I don't want to do that. I don't want to compare the two. I want to celebrate. This is Cole's time. You know how I feel about Kendrick. This to me was like this track 2 was like, okay, this is the level that I want from J. Cole.
You know, there's talk of this being like a triple album, though. You know, there's talk of this being a triple album.
A triple album? Are you mad?
Triple album. So people have posted pictures of the vinyl, and it's thick like a book, which means there's 2 or 3 vinyls in there, and obviously you got 2 sides to a vinyl. Like this is just what I'm hearing in the streets. This ain't, you know what I mean? This ain't confirmed stuff.
I might have to get up at
I don't know.
man.
I don't know how you guys see that the way he's been rapping the past 2 years, maybe 3 years. It's like the skill level, like it doesn't surprise me this at all. I'm not alright. I'm excited for it. I'm happy, and I really enjoyed it. But I've always known that he can have this in his bag. You know what I'm saying? I think the concept thing. I feel like when you talk about like the concept stuff and use that, or like the depth of stuff, I feel like not everyone has to do the same thing as everyone else. Do you know what I mean? Like he has a skill to do that, but he doesn't mean he has to do it to show that he's better, or it's just not what he wants to do. But I think what he's given you has given you depth. He's given you perspective. He's given you artistry. So I'm like, because not everyone can do what he's doing. Like this is not like his rhyme schemes, his flows, his patterns that he's done on other songs. Like, fuck, did you just hear what he just did? Like, do you think someone else can do that? Like, what other mainstream rapper does what he does on features and songs or freestyles?
You got a point.
I ain't heard no fuckers do that. So I'm just kind of like, why we keep dumbing it down, and just because someone else does this deep artsy fucking deep dive, fuck him, great for him, but you can't dim his light. He's fucking blinding us with some fucking godly talent, and we just acting as if he just hopped off the ABC bus and just give us some. Nah, talk him up, man. He's hard. Do you know what I'm saying? So we can give praise to both people, but let's not.
And that's the energy I'm trying to be on this year. I don't want to compare the two like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not here with my Kendrick hat on. Listen,
I'm just annoyed how
I didn't
surprised
even want to talk about Kendrick.
I'm surprised at how you guys are talking about, oh yeah, he may be the GOAT now. Or look at, man, fuck that. He was been that for time. And I'm just like, yo.
I'm allowed to have changing opinions.
You guys are like
shifting opinions.
waking up. You guys just waking up. And I'm just,
I thought J. Cole was the GOAT.
He's addressing it in the Blizzard. I can't say that J. Cole was my GOAT, but J. Cole's always been up there for me. Always.
15 years ago,
I'm making that clear. J. Cole is not my
GOAT.
GOAT. Up there. Not my
GOAT. He's not my GOAT, but I think everybody knows my GOAT.
Let's
not. No,
because that's his idol, man. But wait, J. Cole showing that he's there, boy. He's not letting Nas down, boy. That he's up there. That's what I'm saying. J. Cole is doing his thing,
but
man.
could we?
And
but,
it has
but
been.
With this, but we're kind of coming onto this, and Sam sort of touched upon it as well because I think it's more relevant to the birthday Blizzard stuff. Because let's just, for anyone, I mean, unless you're under a rock, you would know about this. J. Cole drops on his birthday, January 28th, birthday Blizzard, 4 freestyle tracks. Pick it up for $1 on the website. I think most of us did that here. Again, on a technical level, look, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like between this track and these freestyles, I can't personally think of many other instances where he's rapped this well. Like some of this stuff is crazy to me. Like
you're about
the
to activate
level.
Neil, you know.
I can see Neil getting ready, but
because I know what Neil's saying because like I think and actually, you know what, I actually feel Neil's energy because I feel that Might Delete Later was slept on, because he's been barring like this because on Might Delete Later,
what Neil's doing. Neil's doing the absolute cinema meme right now.
Because it's true. Because when we're saying this, like I remember saying this on, I can't even remember what episode it was. Might Delete Later is a gash, I think that got glazed over so hard. Like he was rapping at a high level that people weren't even reaching. So then what he's doing now is just a victory lap for me. It really
so
is.
I heard
and
these
the
freestyles.
well.
I heard these freestyles and I went and I thought this in my head. So I'm like, between these few things, I'm like, am I bugging? Or has he actually, I'm not talking leaps and bounds, by the way, but I'm thinking, has he leveled up here? So I went back to Might Delete Later. And I'm going to be totally honest with you all. I did like it a bit more. I did a bit more. I was like, yeah, I'm seeing it a bit more. However, there's still some tracks on there where I'm like, again, maybe this is me just like being an entitled fan. Or like, I didn't need this from Cole at that point in his career. And I actually don't, I think there's some tracks in there that I just don't think are that good. But even with all that in mind, please tell me what track or tracks on there are on the same level as these 5 instances here, because I'm not hearing it. But and again, I'm not saying leaps and bounds. He's rapping at a high level. Don't get me wrong. Again, but I'm saying on this is like some of the stuff he's doing with
Crocodile
these freestyles.
Tears.
That's what I just said. Crocodile Tears.
What is that? The one where with the video where he's standing?
Yeah, Crocodile Tears.
Pie is crazy. Pie is crazy.
Pie, I get you. Pie, I get you.
Hunting Rabbits. Ready 24. Those for me.
Neil's just going to read out the whole track list. I'm being
no, I'm saying
this is off the top of the dome. Yeah, it's them 2 tracks. Is like Theo's right. They're slept on, but Sean's also right. Where it's hard to reference. I haven't heard the freestyles. Sorry, but it's hard to reference anything where Cole's gone this far with it.
Yeah, this to me is like the other instance I can think of in recent years
is the album.
I know there's been but there's been the odd features and that, and that I hold off season up there highly. But the only other thing I can think of where I was like, this is blowing my mind was when he went on LA Leakers. That's the other thing for me where I'm like, this was some of the best rapping I've ever heard J. Cole do in my life, and that's where I've got these. Clouds as well. Clouds is another one. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Clouds is a different thing, because I listen to that song not every day, but like multiple times in a week. And every time I'm like, these guys don't know what they're missing out on. If you don't listen to J. Cole, then you're not listening to rap music. It's how I feel when I listen to Clouds. Because it's a masterclass of everything you could do.
His feature
in my eyes.
on Blow for Blow with T Grizzly.
You still read out the track list to Mike Delete later?
No, I'm not talking about that. See, this is the distract tactics. I'm talking about his features, like his features on Blow for Blow, T Grizzly, Ruby Rosary, ASAP Rocky. Crazy, like what we talking about?
Who's heard those though?
We all did. We got gassed on those when it came out.
I didn't hear them.
See, now we're playing games, mind games.
I'm not playing Mike. Theo's even left the podcast. He don't want to know about it.
No, I'm telling you, he goes crazy in those, man. He goes crazy in those. So it's there if you guys want to check it out. But those past 2-3 years, he gave us Might Delete Later, some of the best features and best freestyles.
You know what though?
It's all been leading up to this point here. So for me, I'm like, it's the proof is in the pudding. So
let me throw this out there, yeah? We're going to see a lot of dick riding here. We're going to see a lot of people come through, Cole this, he's the GOAT, da-da-da-da. And there's going to be a lot of people coming through like they've been listening to anything recently. You know what I mean? We're going to see a lot of that. People that you didn't know listen to rap music are going to come through and be like, Cole, the GOAT. What are we doing here?
I don't want to have, personally, I don't want to have a GOAT discussion. Like even when we talk about the album next month, I just want to celebrate that album and this period for Cole and digest it, and then later down the line we can have that chat. But because it's going to get into, it's so hard to have these conversations without bringing up two other names nowadays. It's like, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I just want to, I just want to celebrate.
No, but I think I think one is just a matter of opinion. Like, so people can have their opinions, but also, like, it's okay to. Again, we can celebrate someone for what it is, and that's it. The album, like you said, Sean, doesn't have to be about they're GOAT now or they're not. Like, it's not. That's not what the album's about. We can just enjoy it for what it is. I've already said that who my GOAT is, or who's I like. GOAT? I don't have one though. I have multiple, so he's one of them.
But Sam, it's interesting because you've not listened to the freestyles.
Yet.
But you touched on something. but you touched on something when talking about the other track that's really kind of relevant to talking about the freestyles is when we sort of dig into it and some of the bars on here. And I've been really looking forward to chatting to you, Neil, especially, and just the guys in general, just to see what some of your thoughts were. Because what we get from Cole on these freestyles is perspective on the game now, on still what happened in 2024. It's not like he's doing whole tracks dedicated to it, but we get, little slices here and there.
Yeah.
It's a shame we haven't got Theo with us right now, but I guess the show's got to go on. But Bronx Zoo. In fact, Sam, you can give your opinion on this. Because this is going to be very clear. You can. No, because I'm reading the bar to you. Okay. I'm going to read the bars to you.
Okay.
So on Bronx Zoo, he says, "The top ain't really what I thought it would be. And so I jumped off and landed back at the bottom." And then he does this whole thing about climbing back up past everyone.
I was going to say, he clearly likes the grind more than he likes being at the top.
But then the thing that, because I've been sort of tapping into like some commentary about it, and some people have taken issue that there's other instances that we can talk about, other lines of Cole kind of revising history a little bit and sort of spinning what happened. And people were saying like, you didn't dip yourself. The people decided that what you dropped in response, i.e. 7-minute drill and all that, was they decided. It wasn't like you said, I'm going to dip off, and the people decided that you weren't quite cut out for whatever transpired that year.
That's revisionist history, because Cole was definitely at the top and then just didn't do anything. Then he came back with the off season, and then when he drops what's that thing? Might Delete Later. People were listening. No,
but see, that was going to be my question.
Exiled.
No, but that's good. That was going to be my question, is because you've kind of went back years. So because my thing was, because I think some people were just like, they think that every one of these quotes is in reference to the beef, but I didn't necessarily take it as him referring to that specific incident. So do you think he's even referring to like that period of time, or is he just talking more generally?
I think he's having that moment where he goes, listen, I'm the best, and part of being the best is being able to see when you're at the top, take a break and come back and still be the GOAT. I really don't think he's stupid enough to sit around and talk about the beef all day, because he made his decision and he stuck by his decision, which is I'm not getting involved. I've been told to not get
But
involved in that, and I'm not going to get involved in that.
but that's the thing that people, and I will include myself to an extent, is that I don't think that's all the way true. I don't think that's all the way true, because I think that Cole, and he's done this for a long time, he will, for lack of a better term, I don't mean it like this literally, he will kind of play both sides. He will. In one breath, he'll be like, I'm the guy, and he'll drop like a very sort of ambiguous shot at someone or something that could be applied to someone. And then he will talk about being middle child, or, you know, taking the bronze, like he said on Heaven's EP and all that. And I think that's what some people take issue with. It's like, which one is it, Cole? Which one is it? And there's instances on these tracks of it here. Because in that same track, he later goes on and says, I used to be top seed. Apology dropped me way out of the big three or something like that, he says.
Yeah.
So he's actually like saying that did actually have a direct impact. So yeah, I guess I'll bring up more lines as we go through. But Neil, what's your take on it?
I think it could just be of how he looks at himself, and then him talking about how the world may look at him.
Right.
So he may feel, oh yeah, I'm the fucking best. Like, but then the conversation in the air or amongst people is that there's this big three, or now I'm no longer in this big, like, you know what I mean? So I think that's what it could be like. So I see you saying about playing both, but I feel like he's just talking from that kind of angle. It sounds as if he's just saying, yo, I think I'm the guy. But then you guys are talking about these other guys and saying that they're this and they're that, and I'm that compared to them. So I get that point of view. So I don't have no issue with that. And I think him talking about, and I get it, the whole bars about the top three and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I feel like he has in some way kind of he acknowledges his actions of taking himself out of the conversation or the fight. But I don't know. I just think the whole, because we keep going back to this whole kind of take coming out of this beef thing. I just don't think it is as how everyone's perceived it, and I think everyone's just got it wrong. I think he's rolling with the narrative that people are painting, but I think the narrative's just completely off. So for me, I don't really care. I'm just here for the bars, to be honest.
Right. No, that's fair enough. I mean, my personal opinion on it was that that first, like, that quote that I shared is that I didn't necessarily take it as in reference to the beef. I actually thought he was maybe talking about like as far back as Forest Hill Drive, because there was a clear shift in like how he presented himself and what he appeared to be, what his ambitions were and things like that. Do you know what I mean? He talks about that in his music, about how the first couple albums he was wearing the chains and he was chasing the fame and blah, blah, blah. And then Forest Hill Drive, there's a shift. So I took it as maybe he was referring to that era or the start of the feature run, or do you know what I mean? Right. Something like that. And then I actually thought he was pretty like spot on and self-aware with the next bit about the apology dropping him out, because although I've always been very clear, I liked the apology. I liked him doing that because it was real, and it was, we hadn't seen that much in the history of hip hop, like someone being that sort of I don't know, I can't think of the word, but he's right. I think in public opinion, a lot of people were like, you apologize, so you're weak. Not that that's right, but that's how people perceived it.
That's being the bigger man, though, sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, do you know, for me that dropped him out, because we talk about the proof being in the pudding, the thing that like impacted me more was just 7-minute drill. I said it from the jump. I was like, I'm not feeling it. And you've been talking a certain game for a while, and then you've shown up and it's not hit. So, you know, but that's a whole different thing. But I think that there's some people out there that are latching onto some of these quotes and pertaining them to this specific incident in 24. And I don't think it's all about that. I don't think he's just referring to that. But then there's other stuff on here. Again, where's Theo, man? I'm a bit gutted he's not here. Golden Goose was really interesting to me. And I don't know if you picked up on any of this, Neil. I'm going to read out this line. And Sam, again, you don't need to have heard the track, but he says, a lot of rappers make dough, then they're prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb rappers sold their soul to Lucian. Universal distribution. Now, when I think of Lucian and Universal,
Yeah.
The
You only
first
think bad
name.
things.
In fact, let me not say it. Who's the first person you think of when you hear those two things?
I think
Kanye.
Drake.
Thank you. So
I think
it's
Drake.
like
Drake or
this
Kanye?
is the
Who are you
bit.
thinking about?
I
Drake.
think both, to be honest.
Well,
I
you
think
could
Drake,
think
though.
Kanye, yeah, but
You can think Kanye, but I think Drake.
I
I
think
think
Drake
Kanye
as
because
well.
he was saying some bad stuff about Lucian before. But my bad. Sorry, Drake.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
still, but even this is but it's still gonna back up my point, and this is where I say it's Cole. I'm not necessarily saying that he's wrong for this. Wait, Theo's back. Theo, sorry, we're gonna rewind.
He's
quickly.
been listening. No, he's been listening the
Oh,
whole
you've been
time.
listening. You've been listening, Theo. Yeah.
Oh, I've been listening.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I've been
But I have a
listening.
rebuttal, but go continue before.
Yeah.
But,
But I guess
bring him in.
what I'm trying to say is that this is why I say it. Cole's slick, man, because Cole is too intelligent to not know that even if he's not referring to a particular person, the people will think you might be talking about him. So that's where it leads me. Like, where do you stand, Cole? Like, where are you with this? Like, who?
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
Let me stop you with your tinfoil hat. Because I know
we
where
go.
you're going with this, yeah. But let's be real. In the grand scheme of things, so Lucian and Universal Distribution own a lot of people's music.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers. So Drake is just one of fucking thousands. Do you know
For
what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't think it's a shot at him. I really don't because he says a lot of rappers make dough than being prone to lose it. So I don't think he's referring to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Drake is not in that position. Like I know you're thinking like he's the flag boy for Universal right now, and he's one of the biggest artists over there. That's waving the flag. But I don't think he's. I really don't.
I get.
I
I
know
know.
you're a little
Listen.
bump again. No, I'm joking. That's ridiculous.
I get.
What you say?
Is he getting that
He's
little bump
going
again?
that little pump again, yeah.
Again, but right. Thank you for bringing it up because this is the thing, and this is why I say Cole is slick, is because we know he has either engaged with certain artists before, whether it's Lil Pump or No Name. He's done things like, I mean, False Prophets is a great track and all that, but Everybody Dies, where it's kind of like it's general, but it could also be applied to a specific, either a person or a specific group of people. I'm trying to think of other. There were instances in the build up to the beef as well, where it was like, "Oh, are you talking about him? Or are you talking about him?" Again, I'm with you, Neil. It could pertain to, a whole host of people, but Cole. I'm sorry, Cole is too intelligent and tapped in to not know that people like me are going to get their tin hat on and go, "Is he talking about Drake?" Because a couple lines later, he says something like, "If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid,"
Yeah.
and I'm like. That there as well. I'm like, what is he doing? These are the things with Cole where I'm like, where do you stand? Where like?
I think it's pretty obvious where J. Cole stands. He's standing in a very strong place, saying some strong stuff. Like I really wish I'd listened to these freestyles now. I wish you guys had. Well, you probably did hype.
There's stuff to unpack.
No,
man.
there's
stuff to
Yeah,
unpack.
like it's stuff to unpack, but I don't. I
Because
think these are like general shade bars. I don't think they're that direct at Drake.
Okay.
I
Isn't
really
he just
don't.
addressing his position though? Because everybody just like that's what I got from all these freestyles. He's like everybody's just with the whole apology thing. Everybody's wants to put me in a box and put me in a corner. Let me come out and remind you all that like I've been doing this. I am number one. Like, and I'm gonna show you why I'm number one as well. Like, there's some of the slick bars that he has been putting here. They are crazy. I was a bit like I had to play it back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus! Like, are we actually really going there? Like, he addresses it massively.
Yeah, but no, he is like on in a nutshell, I'd say it's like his perspective on the game now and addressing the sort of the backlash and the outcomes of 2024 and all that. There's just like I say, there's just some shit here where I'm like, I think you know what you're doing, Cole. You might not like deep down be specifically targeting an individual, but I feel like you do know it's going to get people talking. But listen, this is me just guessing, because there's another bit in that same song, Golden Goose, where he's like, and again, this could be pertained to Kendrick even, where he says, I shouldn't have said that. Actually, I should have asked the same question again, see what you guys said. But he says, if the streams say you're winning, why your tours is losing? When the math ain't mathing, of course you're juicing. That means the bots is boosting. And he says, cut the tough guy image. And again, I was like, when you think of bots in today's like, the rhetoric that goes around, again, there's two people, it's Drake or Kendrick.
Did you hear about what happened? They Spotify changed the algorithm and figured out what spot plays, and Not Like Us lost 1 billion streams.
Really?
You didn't hear about this?
I didn't
you
hear
didn't
that.
hear about
did
this?
not hear. No,
No.
I
Yeah,
didn't hear about
Spotify
this.
fixed something and made sure everything was legit. And bro, Not Like Us lost a billion with a B. It went from
So-
170 something billion streams to 70.
Is that all
So
verified?
does
Yeah.
does Drake have more of a case then?
Drake stayed. Drake didn't move. Drake stuff didn't move.
No, I'm saying does Drake have more of a case with his lawsuit?
I don't know. I don't know about that part. Let me
We
check
need to-
so I got the right facts here.
Yeah, we need the
Because
sources,
I heard
because
because I
that's
heard it
big.
because I heard he's on another appeal for the UMG thing. So I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know his cases. He put another appeal on something like that. So if I'm hearing that might add to the case. Just on
But
I have to find it, but
the
yeah,
little that I know
yeah.
about
there's
it.
this botted streams thing that came up. Oh fuck!
It's not fake news though, right?
It's not fake news.
But yeah, I guess just to sort of cap it off, because we could kind of go around the houses with this. I just think there were a few instances here where I'm like, I feel like I know what you're doing here, Cole.
Let's highlight some greatness though. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says on because we can't just talk about the controversy. Like 99 build freestyle. That was
that's the best one, man.
Man,
That is the freestyle.
the beat?
That is the one.
so. I don't know if you guys know Mob Deep. What's his not Mob Deep? Sorry. The Locks. Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Gave the people information saying that J. Cole's got a few beats from the Locks and he's gonna come out with something. So this is before he dropped the piece of freestyle. So when this came out, it was just it was anticipated, you know what I mean? And even the intro of it was fucking amazing. But the first few bars, he says, I orbit the earth whenever I'm recording a verse. When I'm ready to drop, SETI gonna report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. It's so live, the flow can make the rigor mortis on a mortal reverse. Jeez.
Yeah, that is
Yeah, it's nuts.
just unbelievable.
Fucking
It's nuts.
no. What? Rigor mortis
it's-
on the mortal reverse.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
That's the first opening bars, man. He's just
Yeah.
spazzing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this guy's fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What are you gonna do if this doesn't translate to the album though?
Oh, no,
Why do we come on this negativity? Why are we doing this?
Questions. I'm
What
asking
kind of
questions.
shit?
I'm allowed to ask the
shit
questions,
is
aren't I? Gosh.
Oh,
We
what
can
kind of
sit
shit
here
is
and
this?
get
All I'll
hyped
say to
together,
that
or we
is-
can ask the real questions.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do if it don't translate to the album?
I'm gonna swerve the question kind of
No, you're not.
and just say that because I want to keep it positive and all that, but I do hope that this is him getting some of this stuff out of his system before the album. I don't think I want more. Not on the way he's rapping. I mean the content. I don't really want to hear Cole talk about some of the stuff around the beef and things like that on the album personally. Unless there's something.
I don't think that will be on there. No,
That's
I
my
don't
only
think
thing. I like the direction he's going with that track we spoke about earlier, and then like some of the stuff he's doing on this freestyle that Neil was talking about. That's all I'll say. I hope we don't kind of get
Sean,
more
you're
of
the
the
sneak
same.
diss king. You love a sneak diss. Like sometimes you catch strays for people that I don't think were even shot at them. You're like, is he talking about so and so? I'm thinking, no, I don't know. Is he? Yeah, because he wore a red bandana and then he wore it on the left. Like you know too much.
I mean, listen, I've held back here as well because I heard things here where I thought that's Joey Badass, that's Simba. That like he was addressing certain things because Joey kind of mildly came for him last year in his whole thing. So, but I'm not going to go all the way there. But yes, no, I do. I enjoy it, man, because I think rappers do it all the time, and we overlook just how much they dabble in this stuff. But it's just not always blatant and out there and results in a full-on beef and whatnot. But yeah, no. To keep it positive, I think based on we have to go off recent history and what we've been getting. I'd even go from Clouds until now. Why would we even think it's going to be a disappointment?
Exactly.
It's not.
I can't put that in my head.
Yeah.
And he's telling us he's been working on it for how long as well. It's like
Exactly. And when you see what he did with off season and how he executed that, like I know this is going to be fire.
Yeah.
He's not gonna flop this at all. No way, man. When you get off season out and this guy's just continually rapping the way he's done, and you know how much time and dedication and care he's taken to making sure that the fall off is what it needs to be. I have utmost faith this is going to be classic.
My thing is more so like, how would I like it? How would he do it? Would he go for the like the similar formula to the off season, or would he be very and because we think he might have a 2-part album or two disc album, or is he gonna do one side where he's very like introspective and very like, I don't know, Forest Hill Drives, and very like gives you a whole kind of takes you through a journey, or is it gonna be hit songs from like people with like throughout his career, like features? Like, it makes me wonder, like, is he gonna just go do it all by himself, or is he gonna have features, or is he gonna do both? So I kind of wonder, like, how is he gonna play it? Like, is he gonna try and put hit songs in there or not? Because he doesn't need to. But it makes me that's what I'm kind of like. How much would I like it, and what kind of route is he gonna take? That's what I'm more kind of thing. I know regardless of whatever route he does take, I'm gonna love it. It's just kind of like how much. Because off season was a surprise for me, but I completely loved it. And same with Might Delete Later as well. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to see what he does with this. I'm looking forward.
Yeah. I think.
How about you, Sam?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm pissed. I just realized that the whole time I've been talking into my fucking MacBook microphone. Now it's a piss take. But it's
No.
I mean, it mustn't sound too bad if you guys aren't worried about it, but I don't know. I'm waiting for the album. It's not long. You know, by the end of this week, I'll be listening to it. So I'm reserving all opinions for when we talk about it formally, rather than trying to speculate. I hope it does what it needs to do.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So pissed I'm speaking through my MacBook microphone. Look, I can move this shit all the way to the side. It don't make a difference. It's fucking useless.
Now you've mentioned it, I can hear it. But
yeah, I know. Good. Now you've said it. That's why I'm trying to hear it.
Fuck my life. Anyway, carry on.
Let's wrap this thing up then. Let's get to some honourable mentions from the month. So I'm just going to throw in there IDK's. I mean, he's called it a mixtape. It's an album, really.
Yeah,
ETDS.
It's an album,
Theo, I know you've listened to it too. Has anyone else just quick like anyone else checked it?
I only heard
literally a couple of songs, like 3 songs.
Okay.
If that.
Yeah. It's good. It's surprising because I don't really listen to IDK as much, but I was able to sit through this whole project and actually be pleasantly surprised of the quality and the sound from it. It's good, and he's got good features on there. Like I love the Black Thought feature and that track. I think, what's it called again? P. It begins with the P. But it's a great track. But there's some really good songs on there. Yeah, PO. Yeah, it's just it's a good project. I don't know why he's called it a mixtape, but it's a good listen.
I think it's a concept. Like, I think to kind of bring it back to what we're talking about with ASAP. I think he's playing some sort of character and telling some sort of story here. But I feel like it's kind of executed more focused and concise than Rocky's album. Actually, it's not as experimental, like it's not as out there with the sounds, but you definitely get the thing that I got from this is you get a lot of different flavors of hip-hop over the years, a lot of different sounds, and even in one track particularly, one track I'd highlight is Clover. Like there's like 3 or 4 different eras in one track. There's like you get like New York boom bap, like reminds me of, or even like what's that track, the is it Deep Cover by Dre and Snoop? It's got like that kind of bass line. The same track that Big Pun and Fat Joe rapped on Twins. And then the hook's like 808's Kanye, and then there's like a sort of mid-2000s anthemic chorus. It's all sorts going on. The feature on it is like gold, like Def Jam in the 80s. It's crazy, like the amount of different sounds that he's kind of tapping into on this track and across the project. I'm kind of scratching my head with it though in a good way, because I'm like, how did he get some of these features? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
like he's already had a Doom feature in the past. He's got another one here. He's got DMX. He's got Black Thought. Pusha T, which for me was the highlight of that. Like he dropped that single with Pusha T first.
Yeah, that was
crazy feature. And then the producer credits: No ID, Madlib, Conductor, RZA. It's like, how did this come together? Which is why I'm like, this ain't a mixtape, man. But it's, you know, like it's probably not going to top any list for me and be in heavy rotation. But I was pleasantly surprised with this. IDK is one of those guys where I rate him, but I've just never really like I don't know, something's not resonated, so I've never really went deep into his work and whatnot. But I do recommend this project. I think people should check it out. It's a solid album, and like I say, lots of different sounds on there. Any other honourable mentions? And I know, Sam, you checked out a couple projects this month as well.
I mean, I'm not gonna say go listen to Wiz Khalifa's album, but what I am gonna say is Wiz Khalifa is a fun guy to listen to. So I'll put that one there. Leave that one as it is. Listen to Rock Marciano. Don't fuck about. I wish I had my microphone because I'd get all close up in it and shout into it. But yeah, listen to Rock Marciano. He's one of the best. I have not heard anything bad from him yet, and this project's really, really good. You'll see the track with Alchemist, which I'm not too sure about. I don't really like, but yeah, Rock Marciano. Have a listen. Listen to Rock.
Yeah. I check that one.
And listen to the new Don Toliver album.
Octane? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not got to that yet. Not got to that one. But Rock Marcy, this one came out of nowhere. Because I swear we spoke about it in the most anticipated episode. There was that project that's kind of not been announced, but in the works. It's got a sick title that I can't remember. And then he's dropped this 656 out of nowhere. But
I feel like Rock Marciano could drop a project every day. He's just got to get in front of the microphone. You know what I mean? Like he's not doing too much. Like I'm not saying he's not doing a lot, but you know what I mean. He's not doing too much. He's slick with it. He's well practiced. So
he's keeping warm. He's
And this is a good little project, I think.
Yeah, I think if you're a Rock Marcy fan, you should check that out. I liked what I heard on the brief listen I had. Okay, and then just looking ahead, of course, we touched on J. Cole, 6th of Feb, few days for us at the time of recording. Really looking forward to that. You know, Denzel Curry has announced his next album with...
Oh, sorry, before we get to that, could we talk about Doechii and SZA?
Oh, okay.
Go get
because
up.
we missed that.
Yeah. That was a good single as well.
No, we touched on it briefly in the.
Oh, did we?
Well, you didn't. You weren't with us, but yeah, no, we can run it back because I think we all had. No, actually, was it only me that had heard it?
Yeah, I think only you heard it.
I think you had only heard it at the time because I heard it after. I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah, no, it's good to revisit it then.
Yeah, I missed it. That song is unbelievable.
Yeah, really good song. Really, really, really good song.
She's rapping with clarity. That's what I love about it. It's just like, you know, when rappers do that, when it makes you just like perk your ears and you sit and you have to listen to each and every single bar. That's what she was doing on that track. I just love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
It gave me Doja Cat vibe.
Yeah.
And it wasn't say the same, but I felt like I don't know what song it was from Doja Cat, but it was kind of like the one where Doja Cat was kind of just addressing the naysayers and be like, "Look, what the fuck you talking about? I'm that woman. I'm that bitch. Like, So it was sick.
But you know what? We spoke about like Stole Your Flow and the execution of that as a sort of justified response to certain things. This was definitely justified with some of the shit that she's been putting up with, but executed in a very, for me, classy, mature way. I said it at the time when we first spoke about it. I'm excited for this year for Doechii. I feel like we could see her go to the next level. And between this and the ASAP feature, she's had a strong start to the year. And I loved some of the stuff she said because there's some. I'm not gonna. Their names don't even deserve mention on this podcast. There's some people out there that are talking absolute horrendous shit about her, and she shut them up. Well, she probably didn't because they're idiots, but yeah, I'm Team Doechii on that front. So
definitely. Yeah. And then there's one more I wanted to mention. Tory Lanez dropped 2 singles, and he's doing his rollout calling like he's releasing a new genre called slutty bass.
Oh my!
I don't know. I didn't really read the description of what slutty bass is. Let me see if I can get it out. But yeah, he's got these new singles, Slide and Planet Bass. That's quite a fun. It's kind of like, I don't want to compare it, but it's kind of like Nokia Drake, that kind of vibe, or kind of like the At Night I Think of You. Who does that song? Yeah. It's that kind of vibe, but like his kind of way of doing it. But yeah, it's fun. He's obviously still in jail, but he's
I was going to say, was he?
Yeah.
I
don't know
asked
if
that.
this-
I asked that. He's like, "Oh, Tory Lanez is dropping." I'm like, "Isn't he in jail?" He's like, "Yep,
Yeah.
definitely."
I don't know if this recorded on the prison phone or if this was recorded like way beforehand, but it's fun. He's not missing.
Sorry, talk about moving the needle. I mean, I've heard rappers released from jail, but start new movements and sounds. That's good.
Exactly, right?
Where
That's
is
what
he
I
at the
was like,
moment?
Whoa, okay. Like even the visuals of it as well. I'm like, okay, cool, interesting. Yeah,
Wow.
slutty bass. That's what he's doing. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get some more slutty stuff in the future. So.
Okay. Whoa.
Anyway, Sean was
yeah.
gearing up to talk about Denzel Curry and the Scythe, I think.
Yeah, just a quick one. Looking ahead, yeah, Denzel Curry and I don't know who the Scythe is, what the Scythe is, but
It's a collective. It's Tia Karain, him, and somebody else.
okay.
There's 4 of them. I meant to share it in the group, but then I got a bit disheartened and didn't share it.
Okay.
Because I didn't have faith in myself that it was going to be good.
Right.
I was like, "What the fuck is the Scythe?" I was like, "Oh, I know these artists." I was like, "It might not be good, so let me not put my name to it."
Well, they're dropping strictly for the Scythe on the 6th of March. I think we all like Denzel Curry. Kieran was like kind of scathing in the group, but he's not here to defend himself, so we won't go into that. But we'll find out in March, right? We'll find out. Someone who I do know that Kieran thinks highly of, Lucid, is dropping the week after. I guess you had to be there. That's definitely going to be eccentric, to say the least. And last but not least, shout out a relatively new artist called Wesley Joseph from the UK, who's dropping their debut album Forever Sunday on the 10th of April. They had a single drop this month with Danny Brown, of all people, which has really perked my interest. I don't know how they're getting Danny Brown, but that was cool. Peace of Mind for anyone interested in checking that out.
That was a good song as well. I hadn't heard of him before, but then I was thinking, how you get Danny Brown featured already? Like that's just, I don't know how people are getting these plugs already, man.
Yeah, me too.
But Danny Brown is tapped in, like even from his most recent album, like he likes to work with new talent. So I guess if you ask him and he likes your stuff, he's gonna say yeah. Like he's not one of those people I've ever heard say, "Oh, it's 50 grand for a feature" or anything mad like that.
Yeah. And I feel like I think we touched on this in the group. I feel like I've heard Danny Brown big up the UK for a long, long time. I'm talking like well over 10 years ago. I remember him talking about Dizzy Rascal and people like that.
Last thing about the Scythe, it's Denzel, ASAP Ferg, Tia Karain, BK the Ruler, and Key Nyata. I don't know who the last person is, but I've heard about obviously the other
ASAP Ferg?
ASAP Ferg, yeah.
Who I thought dropped the ASAP from his name, but fair enough.
No, so did I. I thought I was bugging. Like I hear him talk about himself as Ferg all the time, but I looked online. He's ASAP Ferg everywhere.
Yeah, I noticed that too. But I remember Rocky was asked about it in one of the several interviews he's done, and he was like, "It seems like that Ferg's more got an issue with him for some reason." And he's like, "I want to patch it up with him, and I wish him well and all that." So I don't know what's happened.
I thought the same. I thought he took the ASAP off of his name, but I guess branding reasons or maybe copyright reasons. He has to have it there, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
A deal or something, possibly.
Listen, there's been some stuff with ASAP over the years, like obviously what happened with the trial as well. So there must be some drama behind the scenes, but hopefully they patch it up. But yeah, that's it for this month. Again,
singles.
Oh, the playlist. Yeah.
Obviously, we've spoken about ASAP Rocky, we've spoken about Rock Marciano, all of that, but there's some really good tracks from Larry June. Larry June dropped a new track that I quite like called Who Coppin'. That's a good track. There's a lot from Benny this month. There's 5 tracks from Benny on the playlist at the moment. So
what?
Yes, 5 tracks from Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
they don't stop, man.
Man, don't stop. Yeah.
Check that out. New Maxo Cream, which is a good idea to listen to. Love Maxo Cream. Fredo. Fredo had a bit of a beef with somebody. I think it's Ambush or something. But some of the songs are so good that they stand alone. Because Fredo sounds like he's dissing people even when he's just rapping. So yeah, listen to the new Fredo. I don't know what's going on here, but Kieran's put fucking James Blake and Salt on here. So I don't know what
No, I've seen that. I don't know what.
We're
and trust me,
out.
the James Blake track ain't really like...
No, it took me out of it for a minute.
Putting.
But I guess James Blake is rap adjacent. We'll leave that at that. New Don Toliver. The song is Body. Body by Don Toliver will get you dancing. And there's new The Game and Benny the Butcher, but I don't like that track. So Yeah.
What, the game with Benny the Butcher?
Yeah.
Mate,
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of
Game-
Benny the Butcher that come out this month.
Games
So, yeah.
dropped like a whole new album though, I think. And
no
he's
one's
mentioned
listening to
Kendrick or something.
Well,
Like,
of course
I
he's
don't know.
mentioned
Stephen-
someone.
that. That's what I'm saying. No one's listening
No,
to
he
that.
always does. He always
Red
does.
Rose, White Ceiling. Like, come on, we already know what he's on.
Oh man, that guy.
All right, sorry. That's the single segment. It's quite brief. This month isn't as crazy as I thought it would be. It's a short playlist for once. So, yeah.
I feel like January's it can be a quieter month ish in terms of volume.
Half of this is from last year. Some of it's from December because we didn't get
really?
a chance to add a. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Check out the playlist if you haven't done so yet. We'll drop one every month as well. Give you a full flavour of what we've all been listening to. Some of our favourite tracks from the projects we've spoken about as well. And yeah, drop us some comments, give us some feedback, suggestions, whatever it is. We want to hear from you.
No, we don't.
Well, I was going to say maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. But yeah, keep tuned in. And next month you'll hear about the fall off as well. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that.
No, definitely. Sorry about my shitty sounding microphone. Like, what the hell? It's the ball's not even working. That's terrible. That's a rookie error.
Hey, this is Sean, and thanks for listening to another episode of The Grey Area. Are you an upcoming artist, critic, journalist, or content creator? Hit us up on our Discord or in our YouTube comments if you want to share new music, take part in an interview, or are interested in collaborating. Links to these can be found in the show notes. Take care.